I missed my flight because my Uber driver took a wrong turn. 6 weeks later, I discovered the man I would have sat next to is now in prison for assaulting 3 women. Last September, I was heading to Chicago for my best friend's wedding. I'd planned everything meticulously, packed the perfect bridesmaid dress, scheduled my Uber to arrive 3 hours before my flight, even splurged for the premium seat selection. I was running on 4 hours of sleep after finishing a major work presentation the night before, so I was relieved when my Uber arrived on time at 5:30 a.m. I settled into the back seat, put in my murders, and closed my eyes for a quick rest before airport security. 15 minutes into what should have been a 30-minute ride, I felt the car make several unusual turns. I checked my phone map and realized we were heading in completely the wrong direction. My driver, a sweet elderly man named Gerald, had missed a critical exit and was now stuck in morning rush hour traffic with no easy way to turn around. "I'm so sorry," he kept saying, clearly distressed. "This has never happened before." Despite his best efforts, we arrived at the airport just 90 minutes before departure rather than my planned 3 hours. I raced through check-in only to find the security line wrapped around twice its usual length due to a TSAC computer issue. By the time I cleared security, my flight was boarding final call. I sprinted to the gate, sweaty and disheveled, only to watch the jetway door close just as I arrived. The gate agent shook her head apologetically. "I am sorry," she said. "We can get you on the next flight in 4 hours, but you'll have different seating." I was furious. I texted my friend that I'd missed the rehearsal lunch but would still make the dinner I complained about Gerald to anyone who would listen. I left a mediocre review for the rideshare service, though I couldn't bring myself to give him 1 star. He had seemed so genuinely sorry. 4 hours later, I boarded my new flight, now seated in a middle seat rather than my carefully selected window in row 12. I arrived in Chicago just in time for the rehearsal dinner, and the wedding weekend went perfectly. 6 weeks later, I was scrolling through news during my lunch break when a headline caught my eye. "Man arrested on flight after passenger reports suspicious Embraer. Police find evidence of Chinto assaults." The article detailed how a male passenger had been arrested after landing in Chicago. A female passenger had noticed him viewing disturbing content on his phone during the flight and notified the crew. When police searched his devices upon landing, they discovered evidence connecting him to 3 separate sexual assaults in Boston, where my flight had originated. The article mentioned he had been seated in 12B on the morning flight I had missed, seat 12B, the middle seat directly next to where I would have been sitting. I immediately pulled up my original booking confirmation. There it was, seat 12A, window. For 6 hours I would have been trapped next to this man. I would have likely fallen to sleep given my exhaustion that morning. I found myself suddenly grateful for Gerald's wrong turn, for the Tessa delay, for every annoying second that kept me from that original flight. I located my mediocre rideshare review and changed it to 5 stars with a generous tip. Sometimes our worst travel nightmares are actually keeping us from something far worse. And sometimes an elderly driver who misses an exit might just be the universe's way of protecting you from something you never saw coming. I don't know if I believe in fate, but I do know I've stopped complaining about minor inconveniences. The butterfly effect works in mysterious ways. An innocent wrong turn might just have saved me from becoming another victim in a news headline.